The real anti-Semitism is the idea that Jews need to have their own state. Not only is it an unpractical, not a democratic idea, and a dangerous idea, as has been proven for the last 77 years. But the idea that Jews need to have a state of their own is an insult to the Jewish people, because it accepts the idea that Jews need to have special protection. They need to have their own permanent ghetto, because they cannot live in peace. They cannot live as equal with others. That idea by itself is anti-Semitic. That idea in itself, that Jews need to have their own state, is the acceptance of stereotypical ideas against Jews, that we are different than other people, that we need to have special protection, that we cannot live like normal people with other people together as equal, that we need to have special protection. And the Jews have accepted and amplified that idea under the excuse that we have to be ready and we have to prevent anti-Semitism and the next Holocaust. So the idea that Jews need to have a special place for their own doesn't really make sense from any angle, not from the angle of protecting the Jews, and not from the angle of democracy or any other angle. I can't really think of a single excuse. If we look at history of what has been going on in the last 77 years, Israel is the most dangerous place for Jews. And this stereotypical idea that Jews need to have a special place to protect them is cultivated and magnified by the state of Israel. And it is being amplified by other countries that supply weapons to Israel. So, from the world point of view, the Jews are incapable of living in peace, and that idea is being amplified by the Israeli people themselves. And that idea that Jews are incapable of living in peace, the fact that there is a lack of serious discussion about peace. There is no real discussion. All we see is either blaming one side or another, but we do not see any serious discussion about peace. We don't ask our leaders about their vision for peace. We do not ask, the media is not engaged, as if the Jewish people and the Palestinian people are born to be enemies forever. That idea is anti-Semitic to begin with. It's also anti-Palestinian. It's a creature that was created because of the creation of a Jewish state and resolving that creature, resolving that existence is out of the question. There is no real, honest discussion about how to make peace. Israel is incapable of having peace because peace is against the concept of a Jewish state. It's against the concept of protection that the Jews need. If there is peace, they don't need protection anymore. That's against Zionism. Zionism's fundamental belief is that anti-Semitism is here to stay forever. So the Jewish state of Israel, Zionism, is the real anti-Semitic organization or concept because it accepts the notion that Jews are forever different and that they will always be rejected. The idea that Jews cannot live in peace as equal is anti-Semitic. This is why I am advocating for a federal government for the people of Israel and Palestine to get rid of these stereotypical ideas that Jews cannot live in peace with the Palestinians and to end this perpetual violence. The government of Israel is incapable, and so are the Palestinian governments, are incapable. They're just going to continue with this violence against each other, mostly perpetuated by the Israeli government because it created a Jewish state. The Palestinians are only reacting to the Jewish state. But both of them are incapable of giving peace to the Palestinians and the Israeli people together. The federal government will be able to do that. Thank you.